Hi boys and girls, welcome back. It's Monday. Are you guys ready to learn about plants again this week? That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Remember last week we talked about seeds and how seeds become a plant? Well, this week we're going to be talking about how plants grow, how plants make its own food, how plants eat in order to live, and what are the types of plants that we can eat. So you guys ready? That's great. So you know how Miss Lori starts off with you on Monday. Miss Lori starts off with vocabulary words, and I have them right over here. And yes, these vocabulary words look familiar from last week, and they are the same ones as last week, but I'm going to give you a little bit more of an explanation about these words because today we're going to be learning a great big word. A big word. So I know Miss Melanie read you a book already about how plants grow. So I'm going to teach you today how plants makes its own food. So you guys ready to learn that big word? That's great. But before we do that, let's review some of the words that we learned last week and talk a little bit more about it on how these words help our plants make its food. So you guys know this word. I know a lot of you planted last week, so a lot of you used this. That's right, everyone, say soil. And what is soil? Soil is the dirt in which a plant grows in. Plants get water and nutrients from the soil in order for it to grow. So everyone say soil. Okay, here's the next word. You guys know what this is. Some of you started growing it last week with the lima beans, unless it didn't come out yet. This is roots. A root is a part of the plant that gets water and nutrients from the soil, and it goes up into the stem. So remember I told you last week, the roots drink the water, and then it gets its nutrients from the soil that goes up into the stem, and it helps the plant grow. All right, you guys know what this is. It is stem. Everyone say stem. What is the stem? The stem supports the plant and carries water to the leaves from the roots. So there it is. The stem is connected to the roots and it goes up. So whatever the roots take in, it goes up into the stem like a straw, and it goes into the leaves, which help make the food for the plant, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. All right, are you guys ready for another word? We learned this one. Leaves. Everyone say leaves. The leaves is a part of the plant that is usually green and flat. Leaves are attached to the stem. So you see the stem? They're attached, which means they are stuck onto it. And that's how the water goes up into the stem and into the leaves. Again, we're going to talk about this in just a few minutes. So what does a plant need in order to make its food? It needs sunlight. Everyone say sunlight. This is a new one. We learned the word sun, but now we're putting sunlight into our vocabulary. The plant uses the sun energy in the form of sunlight to make its food. And again, we're going to talk about that in just 1 minute. Or maybe less, or maybe more. We'll see. All right, you know what this word is. Water. Everyone say water. What is water? Well, you could get the water from two ways a plant. You could get it from a sink or a hose and pour it in a watering can, which we spoke about last week. Or you could get it from the rain. Water is a colorless liquid that falls as rain. Plants cannot live without water. Don't you guys drink water to stay healthy? Well, just like us, plants need water too. Just like us, we need to eat. Well, plants need to eat too. So, are you guys ready to learn that big word I told you? Remember I went big? No, big. No, big. All right, here's that big word. Choo, 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 choo. Wow, look at all the letters in this word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 letters in this word. You guys want me to tell you this word? Okay, here we go. Listen closely. This word is called photosynthesis. Can you say photosynthesis? Very, very good. I know it's a big, big word to say. Do you know what photosynthesis is? Well, I'll tell you. The word photo means light, and the word synthesis means to make. So what photosynthesis means is that the plant needs sunlight to make its food. And this is the plant. You see the sunlight? And this is how it makes its food. I'll bring it closer. So everyone say photosynthesis. Big, big word, I know. Okay, so that is our vocabulary for this week. I want to show you one more thing before I let you go and practice your vocabulary words. And now I'm going to explain to you how the plant makes its food. So I'm going to get closer because I have a picture right here to show you. You see the picture? And we're going to send this picture home to your families. So plants need food in order to breathe and to live, just like us. Don't you guys need food in order to live? Don't you guys breathe? What do we breathe with? That's right, we breathe with our noses. You could also breathe with your mouth. Everyone hold your hand and breathe. Okay, so we breathe with our nose and our mouth. Does a plant have a nose and a mouth? Do you know how a plant breathes? Well, inside the leaves, there's little holes that helps the plant breathe. Isn't that interesting? So what happens is, in order for the plant to make its own food, it has to trap the energy from the sun. So you see the arrows from the sun? And it goes into the leaves of the plant. Then it takes water, which is down here. You probably can't see so well because you can see it, the water. It goes into the roots. There's the roots. And then it gets carbon dioxide from the gas. That's another big word. From the air. Carbon dioxide gas from the air meets with the water and goes into the leaves. When it goes into the leaves, oxygen comes out of the leaves. So there's oxygen coming out. This is carbon dioxide going in. And this is oxygen going out. You will learn more about that in a year or so. But right now, let's just learn the easy stuff, okay? So, the plant uses the sun's energy to change, the sun to change water and the carbon dioxide to sugar. So we eat sugar in some of our foods. Remember, so much sugar is not healthy for us. But for a plant, that is how it lives. It makes its own sugar, which is another big word called glucose. You will learn about that too a little later when you're older. But for now, just know the word sugar. It makes its own sugar. And that is how the plant makes its own food. So what is the plant's main source of food? That's right, it is sugar. Not the same sugar that we eat in our food. It makes its own sugar called glucose. And that's how we have beautiful plants. So, once again, in your email, you're going to have these vocabulary words. This big word, photosynthesis. You could practice spelling it. It's very fun to sit and spell. And you're going to have this picture. So you could just look at it and talk about it. The roots are down there. The water goes in with the soil, and nutrients go up into the stem, into the leaves. You get your carbon dioxide and the water mixed together. Oxygen comes out and it makes glucose. And all this happens is because of the sunlight. So that's why it's very important for a plant to have sunlight. So I hope you guys had fun with this lesson. I hope you learned what photosynthesis is and practice saying this word. And before I go, why don't we spell it? Are you ready? P-H-O-T-O-S-Y-N-T-H-E-S-I-S. Photosynthesis. Everyone say it with me. Great. Okay, go practice your words and practice the word photosynthesis and talk with your families how a plant makes its own food. Send us pictures, send us videos. We would love to see what you're doing. Have fun, everyone.